speed, greater traction, and comfort to attain maximum performance. Worn by more high school, college, and professional players, All-Star is the #1 shoe for America's #1 sport. All-Stars are manufactured by the Converse Rubber Company, also makers of athletic specialty footwear for such sports as tennis, track, football, and wrestling, as well as playtime footwear for the entire family. The National Invitation Tournament final in Madison Square Garden. There's little Vinnie Ernst of Providence College, most valuable player of the NIT final 2 years before. And the high-scoring star of Canisius, Bill O'Connor, co-captain of the Buffalo, New York team. Bill himself hails from Stamford, Connecticut. Here's the opening tap, Canisius in white, Providence in black. O'Connor jumping against Jimmy Thompson. It's the Griffins' ball. Canisius overcame Memphis State and Villanova to get into this NIT final. Tony Gennari shooting. Vinnie Ernst down court for the Friars. Providence defeated Miami and Marquette to earn its chance for the title. Nice play, and little Vinnie gets the basket. Canisius moves it around. O'Connor underneath and misses. Thompson rebounds, and it's 3-on-1 for Providence. Vinnie Ernst gives to Jim Stone for the score. Once more, Canisius. Dick McClory passes it in, and O'Connor comes through with that wonderful hook shot. The Friars are one of the greatest outside shooters in college ball, and a young man from Boston, Massachusetts, Ray Flynn. That's Ray there, number 15. Swish. The Buffalo Cages are giving the Friars tough competition. Pat Turtle bounce passes to Gennari for a nice bucket. In the final minutes of the first half, Providence turns on the pressure. Just look at Vinnie Ernst handle that ball. The feed is to John Thompson, and the Friars lead at halftime, 41-32. Here's a nice floor shot of the Griffins as play resumes. Gennari's one-hander is in there. Little Vinnie Ernst, 5'8". He almost loses it, but not for long. Over to Ray Flynn, and Mr. Outside hits again. A long shot by Gennari rims the basket. Tom Chester's shot is blocked by Thompson. Flynn makes a desperate save, but the ball is grabbed by Canisius, and big Bill O'Connor puts it away. There's a close look at Ernst, a real mover. Over to Bob Kovaleski. Jim Stone. Stone is driving, and watch the pass to Kovaleski for the basket. One of the top scorers for Canisius is Tom Chester, a local boy from North Tonawanda, New York. There's Tom at the side. But the big guns and sharp shooting of Providence College proved to be too much for the Griffins. In the closing minutes of the final, their control tells the story. Kovaleski's shot rims the basket, but Flynn rebounds, and he doesn't miss. 81-66. Providence College defeats Canisius in the NIT. Congratulations, Coach Mullaney. $15,000 fans fill Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Des Moines, Iowa, to see the 1963 Girls State Basketball Championship. The girls in white are the Guthrie Center team. Their opponents, Wellsburg High School. These girls play fine basketball. Pat Shelfand gives to Karen McCool for a pretty hook shot. The Wellsburg Warriorettes have a season mark of 28 wins and 1 defeat. One of the reasons is a sister act of Glenda and Lois Hock. That's Lois, and that's a basket. Now the Tigerettes of Guthrie Center. Their season record is 27-1. That's Sherry Smiley giving to Pat Shelfand, who hits. Back to Wellsburg and the remarkable Hawk sisters. This time it's Glenda who finds the hoop. Nice going, gals. But Guthrie Center has a shade more sharpness in this statewide showdown, and Coach Bob Smiley's Tigerettes hang on to their slender lead. Shelfand gives to McCool, and Guthrie Center takes the Iowa State crown 76-69. Some happy and pretty champions. Los Angeles Sports Arena and the 13th annual Dream Game of the NBA. There's Will Chamberlain playing for the West team. And Boston's Red Auerbach, who coaches the East. Now the opening tap. West in the white jerseys wins possession. Bailey Howell driving. No good, but Elgin Baylor has the rebound. And he has the basket. Bill Russell to Oscar Robertson, the Big O of Cincinnati. Pretty. Now back to the western side. With Wilt the Stilt in that post position, things are a little clogged down there. Len Wilkins feeds him, and Wilt whips one in. Now watch the nice teamwork by the East. Lee Schaffer and Bill Russell. Downhill, the Detroit Pistons starts a fast break, then holds up. Bailey Howell. And a nifty jump shot. Once more, Oscar Robertson. Lee Schaffer. Going up and getting the basket. This is a dream game, all right. The two teams are neck and neck. Wilkins' corner shot rims the basket, and Schaffer rebounds for the East. Tom Gola of New York brings it down court. On to teammate Johnny Green, and Johnny doesn't stop. Hal Greer of the East as we start the second half. The big man, Bill Russell. Now Lee Schaffer, who's going to shoot. No good, but Russell taps it in. Jerry West across the line for his side. Elgin Baylor has it, and he can drive for the bucket. Bob Cousy playing in his final NBA All-Star game. Tom Heinsohn in the corner. Richie Guerin has it. Finds no way open. Back to Cousy. And a pretty pass to Guerin for the score. Elgin Baylor. Jerry West. Robertson intercepts, and Cousy is away for an easy layup. Tonight in Los Angeles, the West is in trouble. Terry Dissinger misses, and the Easterners Green rebounds to Greer. The most valuable player of the evening, Bill Russell, makes the basket, and East beats West in the Dream Show, 115 to 108. Each year, the Converse Rubber Company is proud to present the top players of the National Basketball Association. From the Major League of Basketball, we now give you capsule portraits of the NBA's All-Star team, the Rookie of the Year, and the most valuable player. Terry Dissinger named Rookie of the Year, even though he missed 23 games in the first half of the season to complete his undergraduate studies at Purdue. Terry shot .517 from the floor, made 1,452 points, and won this honor over 21 great newcomers to the NBA. Jerry West of the Los Angeles Lakers, 6 feet 3 inches tall and 175 pounds, Jerry was hampered by a midseason injury. Still, he piled up 1,489 points to put him 12th highest in the league's scoring parade. That's averaging more than 26 points per game and helped to name him to the NBA All-Star Quintet for the second straight year. An inspiring backcourt player, you see him there in slow motion. Jerry West of the Los Angeles Lakers. Oscar Robertson of the Cincinnati Royals takes the other guard position. A truly gifted player, fantastically alert for rebounds, the third highest scorer in the NBA, and one of its very finest playmakers, the Big O deserves this All-Star honor for the third time. He shot .810 from the foul line, and even more amazing in view of the type of shots he gets off, a tremendous .518 in floor shooting. Bob Pettit of the St. Louis Hawks, the NBA's fourth top scorer with 2,241 points, Pettit has, over a 9-year span in the league, scored 17,566, which puts him second only to Dolph Schayes. Superlatives really belong to this superstar, who's the only man to win the most valuable player honors in 4 of the NBA's All-Star games. Bob Pettit of the St. Louis Hawks. Elgin Baylor of the Los Angeles Lakers, whom many regard as the best all-around performer in the Major League of Basketball. For 5 straight years, he's been named to the All-Star team, and he's already reached the magic circle of 10,000 points. Averaging 34 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 assists in every game, Elgin Baylor is the fans' delight. Finally, Bill Russell of the Boston Celtics, center and most valuable player of the NBA All-Stars. He's the league's all-time leading rebounder with 11,499 of them. But more than this, Bill is a clutch player in every sense of the word. The one who will get you the ball, the rebound, and the basket when you need it. In this, his greatest year, he's the choice of everyone for most valuable player. Basketball takes on an international look in Madison Square Garden when the U.S. Women's National AAU champions take on the feminine champions of the USSR. The American side is represented by the Nashville Business College, which has had a women's basketball team longer than any other organization in the United States. They certainly play well. Just look at that shooting. Now the Soviet women, who have a formidable team. Sylvia Ravduni shoots from the side. The Tennesseans match them play for play. Nera White, number 11. Out to Rita Hawkey, and just look at this gal go. Pretty. The finest of the Russian women players is 6'2" Skidridi Silzinia. Her height and her hook shot proved too much for the U.S. ladies, and the Soviet women win by an eyelash, 59-57. Now the Russian men. They're playing a picked team of United States AAU All-Stars here in Madison Square Garden. Here's the opening tap, and the Americans take possession. Ron Heller gives to Don Kogis, the former Marquette star, for a pretty jump shot. Watching the Soviet stars reminds you that basketball has won more and more attention all over the world. International games, you've noticed, have an 18-foot foul lane instead of our 12-foot lane. A 30-second time limit adds to the speed of their floor play. To keep arguments down, these international games always have officials from neutral countries, and the ones tonight come from Mexico, Hungary, Canada, and Greece. A Russian shot is missed, and Mike Moran rebounds for Uncle Sam. A hard-fought game, but the Americans stay out in front to win, 70-66. The U.S. Cages beat the USSR. When a basketball becomes a wizard's toy, you've got to be looking at the Harlem Magicians. There's even magic in their warm-up. In actual play, the Harlem Magicians express themselves as just as fancy, as quick, and as way out as any ball handlers you ever saw. Marcus Haynes, the ghostly man of dribbledom. Just look at him move with that bouncing ball. At last, a basket. A rebound, a throw, a catch, and how's that for using your head? He made it. The Harlem Magicians also try the easy way of making baskets. There are no rules here. Another fast break, and this time they've even got the referee confused. Watch this fabulous feed. And this backhand shot. Mystery, laughter, and fantastic basketball showmanship. The Harlem Magicians. Playoff time in the NBA, and tickets become hard to get. Sellout crowds storm the entrances for the World Championship of Basketball. The Boston Celtics versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Los Angeles beat the St. Louis Hawks to win their way to the big final, and the Boston Celtics edged the Cincinnati Royals to get here. For Boston, you see such stalwarts as Big Bill Russell, Bob Cousy ending a 13-year career, and Sam Jones. There's Elgin Baylor of the Lakers, and the sensational Jerry West, the ex-West Virginia star. There's the tap-off, Russell jumping against Gene Wiley. Rudy LaRusso of the Lakers picks up the loose ball. Over to West and on to Dick Barnett. Barnett with it. There's his jump shot. In there. Bob Cousy down court for the Celtics. Over to Sam Jones. Now to Tom Sanders. Into Russell and back to Jones. A beauty. Jerry West, number 44. There's his jumper. Off the rim, but LaRusso rebounds. Interception by Casey Jones, and here come the Celtics. A nice pass to Havlicek for the score. Elgin Baylor, the great Lakers star, over to Selvey, and on to LaRusso. There's the pass to Baylor, and look at him wheel and deal. Sam Jones, number 24. Over to Russell and into LaVillette, whose shot is up, and it's short. Jerry West rebounds and brings it back swiftly for Los Angeles. Just watch him go all the way. Pretty. LaRusso on the firing line for the Lakers. Good. But Boston booms back on a fast pass from Jones to Russell and leads at intermission 55-54. Second half now before a capacity crowd in the Boston Garden. The Celtics moving that ball, looking for their 5th straight World Championship. Sam Jones shooting and connecting. Elgin Baylor holds it up for the Lakers. It's off the rim. But the ball gets back to Elgin, and he gets himself that basket. With injuries hurting Bill Russell, Tom Heinsohn sparks the Boston team tonight. There's Tom getting a screen, and he's good. Rudy LaRusso for the Lakers, and this game is close. Out to West. And Jerry's moving. 2 points for Los Angeles. Sam Jones of the Celtics. Over to Heinsohn. Back to Jones. Sam shooting. It's good. The crowd is on its feet for the closing seconds as Cousy tries to kill the clock. What an ace. Watch him handle that ball. A back pass to Heinsohn and over to LaVillette. And time runs out on the Lakers. Boston wins 117-114. The Celtics go on to win an unprecedented 5th World's Championship, 4-2 in the series, led by the remarkable Bob Cousy. Since this playoff ends Bob's career as a player, we'd like to pay him this closing tribute. We know you'd like to see some highlights of his fantastic basketball wizardry. Cousy, always a standout, excelled in magic ball handling. Watch him when Boston gets the ball, take that ball down court. Watch Cousy again, stealing and passing backwards. What a thrill he was to follow. Number 14, floor general for the world champion Celtics and a phenomenal player from his high school days on Long Island through Holy Cross and on to the pros. Despite his relatively small size in a league of very tall men, Bob could more than hold his own. Watch him go all the way right now. Cousy again. Bob could shoot, and he had every one of his shots mastered. In this tribute to this immortal basketball player, one can never forget what a team player he was, how important he was in the clutch, how he could save games by himself. This is Bob staving off the clock and the Lakers to win another world championship. Robert Cousy, Mr. Basketball, the toast of Boston and millions of basketball fans everywhere. It's the youthful champions of New Orleans versus the titleists of New York City in the final game of the 12th International Biddy Basketball Tournament. Scranton, Pennsylvania is the scene of this classic for boys up to 12 years of age and under 5 feet 6 inches tall. Here's the opening tap. New Orleans wearing the dark jerseys, and they get the ball. A running one-hander by Gene Chauf, and it's in there. New York in the white jerseys being guarded very closely. Rene de Villiers, number 4. Nice. These youngsters show tremendous spirit and talent for their ages. New Orleans' Ken Carter buckets one down there. Joe Taylor is number 3 for New York. Over to Charles Thomas. On to Johnny Webb, and look at this boy shoot. New York leads at the halfway mark, 21-18. New York's ball, second half. Off the rim, but Bobby Carmichael rebounds and scores. A decided hero of the Louisiana representatives is Gene Chauf. He's got another basket. New Orleans ball as the teams vie neck and neck. A steal by the New Yorkers, and Charles Thomas has himself a hanger. New Orleans again. On to Gene Chauf, and he's dangerous, the high scorer of the game with 21 points. Johnny Webb's shot is up for New York, and it's good. The boys are small, but the stakes are big, a national championship. Ken Carter rebounding for New Orleans. A long pass to Roy Cordes for the basket, and New Orleans goes on to win 44-43. Who's excited? It must be someone from Dixie. Congratulations, boys. And also a hand to young Gene Chauf, most valuable player of the Biddy Basketball National Championship. Pan American College wearing the white jerseys and Western Carolina the dark in Municipal Stadium, Kansas City, Missouri. Pan American's ball. Paul Friddle and Marty Urand exchange passes. This is the 26th final of the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, which represents 463 colleges and universities. And these two fine teams are extremely well matched. That's Friddle, number 10. The pass is to Jim McGurk, and a basket for the Texans. Western Carolina's ball. That's Tommy Lavelle in the post. He's got the basket. Friddle over to Lucius Jackson. Beautiful. Danny Tharp of Western Carolina. Mel Gibson into Lavelle and out to Darrell Murray. Watch the pretty play as Gaston Seal feeds Lavelle and takes his return pass for the score. There it is. Pan American College's ball, and they move it sharply down there. Friddle bounce passes to Mitchell Edwards, and he's got the range. It's in there, and they lead at halftime, 39-35. It's Pan American's ball as we come back after intermission. Marty Urand in the far corner. 2 points for the team from Texas. The Carolinians have an uphill battle now, and they're playing with all they've got. Darrell Murray holds it up on the far side, out to Seal, number 30, to Gibson, number 20, and into Murray for the score. Jackson's shot is off, but Pan American still has possession. Edwards' jumper is good. Western Carolina again, and they're facing a rugged man-to-man defense. Again, it's Murray from the foul line and a basket. But Pan American refuses to be caught. Paul Friddle runs out the clock, and Pan American wins the NAIA tournament 73-62. First named in 1932, the Converse Chuck Taylor All-America selections are the oldest in the history of basketball. Taken at the close of the season, this poll sees 743 college coaches, sports writers, and sportscasters take part from all over the nation. Here, then, are the Converse All-Americans. From New York University, Barry Kramer. At 6'4" and just a junior, he has already broken 8 of his school's records. Barry Kramer of NYU. From the University of Colorado, Ken Charlton, 6'6" and a real clutch performer. Ken has been drafted by the Cincinnati Royals. Ken Charlton of Colorado. From the University of Cincinnati, Tom Thacker. At 6'2", Tom is a fine shooter and a great ball hawk, also drafted by the Royals. Tom Thacker of Cincinnati. From Loyola University, Jerry Hawkins, a top scorer. Jerry also led his team in assists. A draft choice of the New York Knicks. Jerry Hawkins of Loyola. From Ohio State, Gary Brads. A 6'8" junior, Gary averaged 28 points a game and was named top man in the Big Ten. Gary Brads of Ohio State. From Pan American College, Lucius Jackson. At 6'9", he led his team to the NAIA championship and was voted MVP in the tourney. Lucius Jackson of Pan American. From the University of Cincinnati, Ron Bonham. A 6'5" junior, Ron led the Bearcats in scoring. Ron Bonham of Cincinnati. From the University of Wichita, Dave Stallworth. At 6'7" and just a junior, Dave led the Missouri Valley Conference in scoring. Dave Stallworth of Wichita. From Duke University, Art Heyman. Most valuable player in the NCAA tourney, Art is a unanimous All-American. The #1 choice of the New York Knicks. Art Heyman of Duke. And from West Virginia, Rod Thorne. A top scorer from inside or out, Rod Thorne rounds out Chuck Taylor's 1963 All-America team. Rod Thorne of West Virginia. It's the silver anniversary tournament of the NCAA. Cincinnati versus Loyola before a sellout crowd of more than 19,000 fans in Louisville, Kentucky. Cincinnati in the dark jerseys has the ball. Bonham's shot is up and missed, but George Wilson puts it away. Loyola of Chicago in the white jerseys. Jerry Hawk is number 15. His shot is blocked, but Les Hunter taps it in. And now the Bearcats, 2-time champions of this great tournament. Wilson passing across to Bonham. And Ron is wide open. Coach George Ireland's Ramblers are really up for this game. They've got to be against top-rated Cincinnati. Miller feeds Hunter, who scores. The Bearcats seek an unprecedented 3rd NCAA crown, and they look every inch the champions that they are. Tom Thacker goes up and hits, and Cincinnati leads at halftime, 29-20. Loyola of Chicago has the ball as we go into the second half. Johnny Egan, number 11, driving across the center. His shot is up and missed, but Johnny grabs that rebound and finally gets the score. Tom Thacker holds it up for Cincinnati. Over to Larry Shingle in the corner. Larry's shot is off, but Wilson puts it in there. Johnny Egan over to Vic Rouse. Pretty. Coach Ed Jucker's Bearcats find they've got a total. Jerry Harkness intercepts and races all the way for a basket. Just seconds left in the game. The pass goes out to Thacker, and Tom drives on to score. Then with 12 seconds to play, the Bearcats leading 53-52. Shingleton has a pair of free throws coming. He makes the first one but misses the second, and look at Loyola go. Miller passes to Harkness for the game-tying score. 54 all, and we go into overtime. Loyola gets the ball, and Jerry Harkness is out there to score again. Cincinnati's ball. The tension is so thick you can almost cut it now. Thacker gives to Wilson, and George hits. 58-58. Only seconds remain now, and Loyola seeks desperately to control that ball for one final shot. Jerry Harkness in the corner, 5 seconds left. Les Hunter goes up with a shot, no good, but Vic Rouse tips it in and the game is over. Loyola of Chicago wins it 60-58 in overtime. A thrilling NCAA championship caps the 1963 Converse cavalcade of basketball.